Hello everyone, and we are going to look introduction to lipids, and in this lecture we will know what are lipids, their brief introduction and their significance in food, and in the next uh, video we will understand more about them, their physical characteristics. We will be able to understand and distinguish between fat and oil, and we will be able to identify the basic structure of fatty acids, distinguish between saturated and unsaturated fatty acid, also understand what are essential fatty acid, and identify the structural features of triglyceride, label the type of bond formed between fatty acid and glycerol in triglyceride. So let us briefly understand what is lipid. So lipids, what are they? Basically, lipids are molecules that are insoluble in water. And when we say that they are insoluble in water, that means they have to be soluble in organic solvents. Now, what are the molecules that are soluble in organic solvents, or we call them? So basically, these molecules are hydrophobic in nature, or they are also called as the molecules which are non-polar in nature. But this is not always the case. And in case of lipids, all the lipids are not non-polar. There are some lipids and they can be amphiphilic or amphipathic. What does that mean? That means the molecules that contain both polar as well as non-polar, or the molecules that contain hydrophobic or hydrophilic portions are called as a amphiphilic molecules. Okay. So now, after this brief introduction, we will understand what are the different functions of the lipids. What are the different functions of the lipid? Well, of course, different functions means the functions of the lipids vary widely. They give a lot of different functions. What are they? So lipids are, or they can store a lot of energy, and they make up the membrane, they make up the part of the membrane, and they also act as hormones. And in addition to that, lipids also play a very important role in providing key nutrients to the body in terms of vitamin A, D, E, the fat soluble vitamin. Okay, so this lipid molecule is different from other macromolecule. Okay, this is like a very unique macromolecule. It is different from other key macromolecules, like you have carbohydrate, protein. So you have carbohydrate, protein, nucleic acid. So compared to that macromolecule, macro means large molecule, lipid is also macromolecule, but this is very different macromolecule. Now, what sets these lipids apart from these other macromolecules like carbohydrate, protein, and nucleic acid? Okay, so key here that there is no monomer or polymer. No monomer or polymer. Like for example, in case of carbohydrate, the monomer is monosaccharide. Like monosaccharide or monosugar. Or polysaccharide. You have polysaccharides. Okay. Monosaccharide, polysaccharide. So in carbohydrate, you have monomer as well as polymer. Now, in case of protein, we have monomers. Like in case of protein, we have Monomers, which are those monomer? Amino acid. Okay, amino acids are the monomer. Whereas in case of nucleic acid, the monomers are nucleotide. Okay, so when you look at these lipids, lipids have no monomer, or lipids have no polymer. So how the lipids are classified as? So basically lipids are classified as free fatty acids. They are the most simplest form of fatty acids or simplest form of lipids, and they are used for fuel purpose, especially in oxidation or fatty acid oxidation. And the second type is triacyl glycerol. Those are again used for the fuel storage. Then third is phospholipids, sphingolipids, and glycolipids. And all these three, phospholipids, sphingolipids, and glycolipids together, they are called as a membrane. So these three are membrane lipids. They are all together form a membrane lipid. Okay. So for example, and they have moieties attached to them. For example, phospholipid have a phosphate group attached to it. Okay. So these phospholipid have a phosphate group attached to it, whereas a sphingolipid has a sphingosine as a backbone. Spingo sign as the backbone. Whereas what is there? Glyco means glucose. So a sugar moiety attached to it. So a sugar moiety attached to it. Okay. Steroid. Then next, the sixth type is a steroid. Very, very important, and it also form like membranes and hormones.